right, yesterday I started hooking up the hot water tank. So I got my wire going into here. It's not, obviously not put in, but what I'm doing is laying it across the crawl space down there, and I'll feed it up into the service panel. And that requires a 30 amp breaker. So I'll get that situated, and then I'll come back and hook this up. Shannon's getting me a shower pan or a hot water pan here, and just in case this ever leaks, it'll leak onto this pan, and there's a fitting that'll go out to, we'll have a hose or something going out to there. So, and then I just got to tie it into here, but first I got to tie in the kitchen sink right here, and then I'll tie in the cold water to the hot water tank so it'll feed it. All right, guys, I ran the 10-3 wire here, hung it all the way along, nice and straight, down to the crawl space entrance. And now I'm gonna go up above, make my hole through the bottom plate so I can bring it up right under my service panel, put it up in there and stuff, and wire a 30 amp breaker to it. So that part is done down here, and then I'll come in and finish up the plumbing now too. All right, guys, just made that hole through the bottom plate so I can bring it up to the panel, and kind of measured out a rough how much wire I need to still in the basement, and then up through that hole, and then have enough wire to wire it to a 30 amp breaker. So I'm going to start that right now. All right. Just went over with a damp rag. Shannon did the whole floor, or the whole walls and everything real quick before we start priming. All right, guys, the hot water tank is hooked up. Just got to wire the wire to the hot water tank to this wire, and everything else is done. We got it piped hot and cold to the kitchen sink. And then we got the lines running back to the back of the house. That's as far as we got. And next will be the laundry, which is over on this side of the beam over here. So we'll run those. I don't think we even ran the cold water yet over there, but so we'll run the cold and hot over there. And then it's just the bathroom, and then hooking everything up to our filter, in-house filter, and eventually into the well, and then we'll be able to turn it on. So just about there. It's just long and hard under here because you're on your hands and knees the whole time. So gets a little bit, you got to take a break every once in a while. So, but I feel good where we're at. While I was down here most of the day, Shannon did help me towards the end, and it made it a lot easier, but she was up doing those walls, and that's ready for paint. So we're moving along. Okay, we got the hot and cold hooked up for the wash machine that goes up through the bedroom closet wall. You can catch on to that. By the way, we're using 3/4 inch blue. We have so much of this blue pipe that we didn't want to go out and get red one. So red is only where it turns to 1/2 inch, but we don't have much plumbing, so we can signify hot and cold pretty easily here in this house. So, and then over here, We got just about everything hooked up. Toilet is in the back there. That red pipe sticking down is for the shower, and I need a coupler just to join it to the hot water. And then same over here, I need a different coupler here and join those two. But other than that, everything's hooked up, and now it's onto the well. And that's where they left us on the well. I have to put, this stuff is just hand tightened in right now, but that gets us to our PEX right there, that fitting. So there's a ball valve right there, it's shut off. Then I took this 1.25 inch nipple and have that screwed in there, and then reduce that from 1.25 inches to 3/4, and that's where my 3/4 starts with that brass fitting, and then I can put my blue PEX on there, and we'll have water go up. And I'm gonna put a filter system, attach it with a piece of plywood right here, and have a nice little filter system, and it'll immediately go through that and then tie into right there. And once that's tied in, then we got water in the house. So it's all our fittings. And I got shutoffs on everything upstairs. So as we plumb sinks in, toilets, that sort of thing, then you can start turning that on up there. So looking good.
Guys, the first of the paint. A big step. What I'm doing is priming. So I'm starting with the ceilings. Just about done here in the bedroom. Got the closet done. Now I'm moving out to the hallway. That's enough.
Morning, guys. A little bit foggy out today. Ain't cool. It's probably maybe the high 40s now. It is after about 8:30 or so. So anyway, a couple days at work. Shannon started back at work. I'm just getting some stuff out, some parts to finish the plumbing. So today, a big day. We could have water running in the house if everything goes well. I got to be able to test it, and with that I got to be able to figure out, I don't have any sinks hooked up, possibly the toilet, the shower we could use maybe, but we'll see how that goes. But we're close to having water running, so that's what I'm gonna start today. Look at this fog bank. We had some thunderstorms roll through yesterday, and maybe the pickup in moisture or something, but something. You can see the sun is trying to come out. Let's see, right there. So it's up over the mountains now, so it'll burn this off pretty quickly. It's supposed to be a sunny day in 75. So let's get after it. All right, guys, I just finished the home filter and softener. The softener's the first thing, then it filters. So what it'll do is it'll come in from this line right here, go in, and if I have this opened up, I have it closed off right now. But if I have it opened up, it'll go in and do the filters first and then go on to the rest of the house. If I want to change these filters, all I have to do is shut this off and this one, open this one up top, and the water will go around and up here. And then I can change these filters without water pouring out. So another thing off the list, the only thing left is hooking up the final piece to the well. And this There's about 3-piece parts right here that I got to tighten, put some Teflon tape in, and then hook this blue line right here to this, and we can shut it on, providing everything else is shut off up in the house, and we'll see where we're at. All right, guys, the last part, I put it together upstairs, and this has to screw in the top of this ball valve, and then I'll put this PEX to this fitting right here, and then I'll check everything upstairs, everything down here, and then we can turn this on slowly and see water. I got to put the 2 filters on over here. You can see their bases, the 2 bases. The first one right here is the softener, and then the next one over there is the filter for sediment and that sort of thing. So that's the way they suggest you do it, in that order if it's a well. If it's coming city water, you would do it in the opposite. So so those things, we got to put those filters in and get those in, and then we can slowly turn this on. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, guys, I have the filters in. I have it on there, off there, and off there. So I just turned the water on just a little, and it filled both of these up. So I don't see any leaks so far, knock on wood. And what I'm gonna do is start going upstairs now and checking in all my outlets up there, and I gotta make sure those are all put on. But I just wanted to test that. That's as far as the water will go, is right to there in the house now. But I don't see any leaks, so that's a good sign. So, all right, the toilet shut off is on, and so is our pedestal sink, the shut-offs. And as I'm putting them on, I'm shutting them off. So what we'll do is take a bucket, probably, probably take a bucket just to get the air out first. And as soon as water comes through, check for leaks, shut it right back off, and then hook the toilet up. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Also, we bought some hardy board yesterday for tiling our shower. So I'll put that sheet up over this today probably, and get the knob on there and the shower head up there. And that way we can try those too. I can have the shower handle on there and stuff, so I can turn that on and off and test that water coming out of there. All right, guys, we tried the water. Everything seems to work except for the shower. Nothing would come out of there, but if you put your hand on here, you feel cold water. So my guess is I have a setting or something to fiddle with in this thing to turn it on. So, but other than that, we tried the sink here. Toilet worked. And in our bedroom, the wall thing hooked, and we just ran water out the wall here to try that. So got a lot of air out of everything, so we're pretty good. There is 2 minor leaks in drips in the crawl space that I'll take care of, but they're quick fixes, and so far so good. All right, guys, got the dent shield up on this wall. Patch it in on that wall tomorrow. And then I wanted to make sure the water works here, so I'm going to play with that before putting that up here. So that piece is right there. Working toilet, yay. The next thing crossed off the list. So now I did fix that little leak that we had dripping in the basement or crawl space. So the water is fully on now, and we're moving quite rapidly through the bathroom. We got a working toilet, working shower. I got all the backer board up as you saw yesterday, and I'm gonna start filling the hot water tank, but I'm just gonna end the video here. It's the small things that, like just in having a toilet in your house that you built, you know, and it works and everything and stuff. So it's just makes you wanna, it really pumps you up to get on to the next thing and keep going on this and stuff. So, but I'm gonna end the video here. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll see you on the next one.